Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I wanted to do this really quickly so I could, you know, get this done and over with before I forgot. Um, so it's been pretty much 4 hours since I had put this on, this makeup. As you can see, it's starting to separate right in here and right up here on my lips. So I think it's safe to say that, it's time to take it off. Just a little bit. Um, so I wanted to really quickly show you all the products that I will be using for my wedding makeup. Um, Not all of it's going to be in there just yet. Um, and what I'm not using because, I just don't see the point in using it. Something like that. Know what I mean? So, and some of it's going back into my collection until, my wedding day. Or the week before. I gotta get everything together. So, I'm sorry. And I got some stuff here that's missing. So, I think I pretty much got everything done. So let's start with the products I am going to use. So we have these. This. I think I'm only not using one product. Perfect. So, alright, let's start with primers. So, or a primer. Or actually, let's go with this route first. So, I am definitely using all three of the color correctors from e.l.f., the e.l.f. Camo color correctors. These work fantastic. This is for redness. To color correct, it kind of needs to stain the skin. I just gotta remember I gotta put this on top of the e.l.f. matte putty primer, which I am also using. It's great. It works great. So I gotta remember that to use these on top of it and not underneath. Well, this one I can use underneath just because it's under the eyes, but the green and yellow one I gotta use. So of course I'm using the e.l.f. Big Mood waterproof mascara. So after the wedding, I'm just going to put this in my empties because I don't use waterproof mascara that much. So I'm going to put this straight into my empties box right after the wedding. It might be like after the honeymoon, honestly, because, you know, I don't know when I want to leave. I just know. And I'm using this eyelash, or I'm going to go through the brushes that I'm using too. Alright. So I'm also going to use the Milani eyeshadow primer. I might have to repurchase this just to put in my wedding makeup or not, because this is also in my everyday makeup for actual tutorials. So it's like, I just gotta wait and see what happens. And honestly, I need to throw away this bag too because it stinks. And I did my empties yesterday, so all of the empties that I do now is going to be... Alright, I'm also going to be using this e.l.f. lip exfoliator in brown sugar. This one, I love this scent. I love the brown sugar scent, but honestly, I don't know. I want to try a different scent too, which I am getting ready to do. I'm also going to be using this Big Color makeup correcting pen, which again, I might be just repurchasing. And then I'm also using the EOS Dry Lip Repair. I don't use this a lot at home anymore. I used to use it every day at home, and then, you know, I found a lot of chapstick and stuff. So, I might as well just stay in there. For brows, I'm only using the Milani Stay Put Brow Color. The brow pomade I picked up. I'm only using that because I might as well just say, since it's the only one I'm not using. I just don't see the point in using both a brow pencil and a brow pomade, and on top of that a brow gel because of the pencil, even though it's pretty much stayed. So I don't see the point in it. So I'm just gonna use the brow pomade and be done with it because I won't need a brow gel at that point. I'm using the Maybelline Lasting Drama gel eyeliner. This one's great. I'm using both versions of the concealer. I love them mixed together, honestly. I love them mixed together, so yeah. And then I'm using the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I'm using both the contour and highlight Halo Glow wands. I'm using the e.l.f. Camo liquid thing. The Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, Maybelline Fit Me, and the e.l.f. Stay On Night. I don't need a mirror because, you know, I'm not the one doing it. And I'm also using my Big Profusion palette. So that's all the makeup I'm using. Now all the brushes I'm using. And I did like the contour and the bronzer, like contour down here and then bronzer up here. That looks really cool. Alright, let's just do brushes first and then we'll do sponges and tools next. So if I ever need any of these brushes, which is honestly not going to be a big deal because, you know, I have plenty of brushes that, you know, I did buy that professional kit. But honestly, it's fine. Alright, so do all the black handled ones, these kind of brushes here. So we have the Total Face brush that I'm using for my powder. I love using the circles and it just blends it so good. Got the bronzing brush that's actually a contouring brush, not a bronzing brush. Honestly, it works. Got this Kabuki face brush for my foundation. And this concealer brush to be able to put my concealer on my under eyes. Let's do e.l.f. brushes next. The e.l.f. Putty Primer Applicator. My e.l.f. eye blending brush. And my e.l.f. contouring brush. The Maybelline gel eyeliner brush. That came with the eyeliner. The Moda Brow Groomer brush. Moda Small Shader, which this is a shading brush. The Moda Crease brush. The Glam Topper from that same one. And the Glow brush from the same brand. Let's do the two Real Techniques one now. My Real Techniques setting brush here and my Real Techniques expert face brush. And then we got the Paris Hilton professional makeup brush kit. This is the angled contour brush. So this is actually supposed to be for contouring, but I feel like the bronzing brush is better. For that, the Oliver lid brush, which helps with eyeshadow primer. My blush brush, which honestly, the tapping it in and then tapping it on really helps because this buffer brush really helped to buff it into the skin and really buff it out. Then I have this little sponge. I have my e.l.f. Camo concealer sponge, which honestly I'm going to use that instead of this. I just don't see the point in using this. So this will be a everyday makeup tutorial sponge. And then my little powder puff from that kit, which I have another one, so I can just use the other one. And my lash curler, which I don't use lash curlers much anyways. So that is everything I'm using for my wedding. I am so excited for my wedding. And then I'm also going to be going through my makeup collection one more time on my own. Right now, I might film it, but I don't know. So it just seems like I have a lot still. So I don't know though. And is it shades I'm gonna use too? And that also just helps me get rid of that makeup bag, because that makeup bag stinks and I need to find another one. I have a makeup box somewhere. Alright, well, I hope you like this video. I hope you're excited for more tutorials to come, because I am really gonna work on getting all this makeup that I want to use up before April used up, because it's not safe. Or some of it's just minis too. And I'll see you next time. Bye.